Yesterday was the last and final performance of Tom Sawyer. I have to admit that as I started out the day, I wasn't all that sad. I was actually a little relieved to realize I would finally be done with the big portion of work I had on my plate. I woke up as usual, caked on the grease paint used for stage makeup, dragged myself into the theater, exhausted and empty of any enthusiasm or energy to speak of. Then, in a panic as I was running 5 minutes behind pre-show schedule, I realized I needed to film and hurriedly grabbed my camera. The day went by quickly, and I hardly had time to realize all the things that were changing. We had our last mic check, where the sound guy Nathan mercilessly teases me and all the actors make fools of themselves as they boo into the theater. Then our last voice warm-up, where we all sort of sound like crazed monkeys. Then our last show, where I danced backstage in the pitch black with Isaac to warm up, wore a hideous bonnet and danced very badly. The show went flawlessly. No huge laughable mistakes, tons of energy. And as our stage manager, Mr. Gott, often said, we made magic. As we got closer to the final scene, I could see out of the corner of my eye a lot of girls in the cast start to cry. I felt overwhelmingly proud as the last scene played out. At bows, I took one look around and realized everyone was in tears. They were crying for all the endings that were occurring that night. And all it took was one look at my fellow actor Joe hiding under the stage and seeing Jensen's last bow, and I was a mess. Not only was this show ending, which was sad enough in itself, but this was also the very possible end of Bethany Theater. Having been in foreclosure for months, the grounds are finally shutting down, and possibly for good. It is very likely that we had the honor of being the last production in a theater where dozens had been produced. As I look over the sea of brand new royal blue chairs, I was overcome with the sadness of it all. I wouldn't get to work in close quarters with this specific group of people again, and it was not only that I was standing in a condemned theater that had become sort of a second home, we were losing 2 cast members to change. Melissa, who I loved dearly, was aging out of CYT, which was plenty sad enough, but at least she would still be around. We were also losing our dear friend Jensen, who is moving next week to a new exciting life, and who had made a fantastic Huckleberry Finn. At Strike Party, which is basically a time to celebrate the show and make jokes about it, we did skits and laughed our heads off at all the mistakes we had made and inside jokes that had gone by. We watched our male directors dance around in a tutu while singing me and Joe's cheesy love song.
Heard it said so many times, I was called upon to take.
We made fun of our dancing and poor blocking. And then, of course, it was time to officially say goodbye to them. To Melissa. To Jensen. The whole room was in tears, and I can honestly say it was one of the best experiences of my life. There are few places where 80-some-odd people can come together and cry. So goodbye, Bethany. I hope that someone has the heart to open your doors again one day. And goodbye, Melissa. I'll see you around, but I'll miss our Les Mis rendition between scenes and you talking in wail. And goodbye, Jensen. I will dearly miss your company and having you bite everyone's elbows in your tattered shoes. As it says in one of my favorite pieces of prose, Beowulf, fate goes ever as fate must.
So dirty. Okay, do you see his cheek right here? Where he put dirt?
You kissed me right there, right?
Well, no, I kissed like right there.
Well, then kiss lower.
Who's this video for?